Okay, thank you, Tracy. This is truly an honor to be able to introduce this year's recipient of the Arthur Sinclair Professionalism Award. This award, it's probably the most coveted award, at least in my humble opinion. It's the award that recognizes the attorneys that demonstrate the highest standards of conduct, honor, integrity, and courtesy. They facilitate the administration of justice and promote public confidence in the legal system and in the legal profession. In my humble view, it is a meaningful award, and even more meaningful this year because I have the distinct honor to introduce you to this year's award recipient, Cathy Croft, my law partner and friend for over 30 years. I had the good fortune to meet Cathy more than 30 years ago when a well-respected law firm had the good foresight and decency to hire two fresh out-of law school students who had passed the Virginia bar exam in 1988. Over the course of the next 32 years, I've had an opportunity to witness Cathy's aptitude for professionalism in how she treats her law partners, how she treats our associates, how she treats our staff, how she treats courthouse personnel, and opposing counsel. And over the many years we've practiced together, I've also been on the receiving end of professionalism from her on countless times, and she's helped me personally navigate the many difficulties of a stressful law practice. And in the process really taught me how to persevere against these stressful times with some honor and some grace. Not always successful in my case, but in hers, she's tried. I've also seen her consistent dedication and commitment to our legal community and our legal profession. She's been an active, engaged member in the Prince William County Bar Association, serving as a secretary, serving as a treasurer, chairing the CLE and the family law committees. She's demonstrated her leadership and her commitment to our local community by serving as president and director of our local bar foundation. She was responsible for bringing the Jazz for Justice program to Prince William County, and she actually chaired that committee for many, many years, helping to fund many of the bar foundation's educational and philanthropic projects. She's volunteered to mentor an at-risk child, one of whom graduated with a bachelor's degree, interned at our office, and then went on to law school and is now a practicing attorney. Cathy was also the driving force behind the establishment of the Prince William County chapter of the Virginia Women Lawyers Association. She served as our first president. She continues to support the VWAA and at our local level and has also served at the state level. Cathy has, in every measure, spent her entire career striving to represent those characteristics of the Professionalism Award that we want in our profession. The characteristics include the highest standards of conduct, honor, integrity, and courtesy in the attorneys who facilitate the administration of justice and promote confidence in the legal system and in the legal profession. So I'm delighted to be able to introduce Cathy Croft.
I am very appreciative of not only being considered for the Sinclair Award, but actually receiving it. When Tracy Lennox called me and suggested to me that I had been nominated for this award, I waited and I paused, and she said, "And you will receive it at the bar dinner dance." My thoughts were, somebody else got it and I just wanted you to hear it from me. But no, it wasn't that at all. And I was completely overwhelmed with recognition. I just had never really considered that that would be something that would come my way, but it was certainly something that I strived for. So I want to thank the members of the Bar Association, of the Sinclair Nomination Committee, and particularly Chris Spittler, who nominated me for this without my knowledge. It's a true honor. So I might need to say something a little bit about professionalism, since that's why I'm here. And I'm going to do that shortly. I want to tell you that I was in a class yesterday, and the class had a part of the class was about lawyer wellness, and that seems to be a big thing that we're talking about recently. Most importantly, it should always be something we're focused on, but particularly now during COVID. I talked to you about this because I think that professionalism really comes from being well. It comes from taking heart in your spirituality. It comes from taking care of your body. It comes from taking care of your mental processes. When you are a whole person, you are much more likely to be able to be resilient with all the stresses that come our way and be able to act professionally. You're going to have more patience. You're going to be more resilient. That all equals professionalism, which to me means acting in its most basic sense kindly towards one another, with respect and with appreciation for our differences. That means being kind to our clients, to our opponents, to our judges, really to everyone. It's not yelling. It's not maligning each other's clients. It's not communicating non-productively, either in letters or in person. Honestly, we all have different styles of moving a case forward. But in my experience, the most productive style is that which actually listens, communicates with an eye towards what the resolution could and should be, and leaves all that other noise out of it. I clearly remember Professor Costello at George Mason University Law School before the non-editorial, the name change at the law school. Way back in law school, I had him for both criminal law and also for ethics. And in the ethics class, he was very clear to instill upon our students that our cases with our clients are not our conflicts. It's the conflict of the clients, and it's not the conflict between the lawyers. Sometimes we lose sight of that, and that's unfortunate. So the topic of conversation between the counsel should really always be about the client, the issue, how to move it forward. And I'll stop at that. I recognize that many times it's much easier to talk about this than it is to actually handle stressful and conflicting and personal situations. I can merely tell you that we all try, and we will fail, and then we will try again, and we will try to do better. I recall hearing somewhere that professionalism is easy to practice when you are dealing with others who also are able to act professionally. The test comes when you're up against somebody that's not in that same space with you. So the goal is always to provide our best. When talking about our best, it's a fluid concept. What is our best on any given day may not be the same best we have to offer the next day. Sometimes our resources are depleted or waning. You know, life happens outside of this whole lawyer thing, and sometimes it carries over into our lawyer. So what I'm trying to say is, on those moments, have compassion with yourself. Be aware. Next time, be better. Go home. Go to sleep. Turn off the light. Wake up. It's a new day. You know, I tell my clients, I do family law, and so you all know this, and I tell them, we're ready, and we're going to go in and we're going to tell your story. But no matter what happens, tomorrow the sun comes up like it does every day of your life. It's going to come up again. As a new lawyer, my goal was to win cases, and that's about as far as I saw it. But over time, I realized that's not enough. My style shifted to working also with my clients to help transition them to the after, preferably collaboratively, to let them find a way to leave their fight behind and move forward. I've had a lot of mentoring in my decades, as one of our Farrell and Croft lawyers has recently said, my decades of practice, which made me stop and ponder that term. I thank Carol Weimer and Bill Boyce for getting me started on the right track, for training me in a way that is the building block for me today. As Kathy Farrell noted, they had the good sense to hire both of us right out of law school. It worked for them, but it worked for us. I think I can give them credit for designating us as the Cathys. I thank Richard Boatwright for exhibiting professionalism in and out of the courtroom consistently for all these decades. I thank the ladies of the bar, and there were not many when I started, so we've all recognized that. 27 years ago for Tracy, 30 plus years ago for Kathy and I and Judge Wellington. But I remember seeing them and trying to gain from them things that worked for them. I remember watching Wendy Travers, Mary Grace O'Brien, Betty Sandler, Pat Hammond, Sally Murchak, Sharon Pandak, and Judge Wellington, just to name a few. And I remember watching her before she was on the bench. I thank my husband Robin and my daughters Carly and Maggie for their endless support, love, and understanding for all that it is to live with a lawyer. They are my heart and soul. I thank Kathy Farrell for growing with me. You did that. And providing her input, her ideas, and her support for all of these years. We don't always think alike or even agree, but that's the benefit, because I get to hear somebody else's view that isn't mine, and I have the space and the safety to think about it. This has been a banner year for Farrell and Croft. We started out with Amy Ashworth being sworn in as the Commonwealth Attorney, followed by Kathy Farrell, named as an influential woman in the law by Virginia Lawyers Weekly. And now today, Andrea Morrissey as the Pro Bono Lawyer of the Year, and then this award from me. I couldn't be prouder. So to distill what I'm thinking and what I'm trying to message to you, it matters where you start. It matters who you associate with. It matters how you act. And to encompass my thoughts with someone much more eloquent than I would like to leave you with the thought of Maya Angelou, who said, "Do the best you can until you know better. Then when you know better, do better." Thank you.